project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solutions. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
School taught you all about the 4 seasons, spring, summer, and so on. And then there's the way we really tell what time of year it is in sports seasons. Football season, baseball season, or off season. But what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now. And now, and now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolateseason.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for 3! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, it is on a beautiful Tuesday. A Taco Tuesday. Thanks to SoCal Tacos here in Lincoln. Really appreciate them for doing that. Friday, though, Stricky, you mentioned it. Who's coming to the building?
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul will be in the building here. If you ever just want to stop by and just get a little short taste test before you go out to 27th and Pine Lake and enjoy the full Monty of what Mary Ellen's has to offer, come check it out. We'll be here.
11-1. Mary Ellen's will be here at 93.7 The Ticket on 11th and O Street. So if you're in the downtown area, would like to go to Mary Ellen's, but can't make it all the way down south and back by the time your lunch break is up, boy, do we have an opportunity for you. It is right here. We'll be right down the block. Our doors are open. I can only imagine how long the lines will be. So make sure you get here. First come, first serve. As good as it is, it does run out. They're miracle workers, make it taste good. I don't know if they can feed the 5,000 with a couple fish and a few loaves of bread, but we'd love to see you down here on Friday. While you're in the building, we'll be here. Stop in, say hi. We'd love to meet you, put some faces to some names on the text line, which is brought to you by Starter Heyman Jewelers, 402-464-5685. We talked a little bit about the Nebraska Rider game on the crossover Strick, but I had a few other thoughts I wanted to throw your way. One of them comes from postgame last night. Bach and I are doing postgame, and we get a text. I'm trying to see exactly what it was, so I don't take the texter out of context. But the gist of the text was that we should, as Nebraska basketball fans, enjoy having the success out of Rinkmast and Josiah Alec now, because this texter doesn't believe that they're Big Ten caliber players, that their production will go away during Big Ten play. They're just going to fade into the background. What do you make of that? Do you agree, disagree?
I would like to understand, how did he come to that assumption? The thing is that the fit of the style can enhance a player's ability to have success at no matter what level that they're playing at. What is a Big Ten caliber player? Like, define that and what that looks like. I would love to understand that part of it. To me, Rink Mass is a space eater, big body, it's not necessarily super athletic. And that's the same thing people said about Alex Marich, who was one of the best Big 12 player centers to come out. Wasn't very athletic, big body, space eater, good footwork. The things that those young men do well, they translate across the board. So it's doesn't matter at what level, they translate. The ability to stretch, shoot, space, you have in Mass. The athleticism, physicality, good footwork, the tools that they have translate at any level. So I don't know. I'm having a hard time trying to understand what that means.
I did find the text. I scrolled a little too far past it because this person texted in again this morning. He does seem a little jaded, like he's been bit before in the past, which is understandable for a Nebraska basketball fan. But the exact text is, great non-con team. Alec and Mass will be non-factors in the Big Ten. Enjoy it while you can, fans. I'm glad you said what you did, because that's something similar to what Bach and I were saying. I would add this. Nothing that Josiah Alec or Rink Mass are doing right now is playing beyond their capabilities.
No.
They're not playing out of their mind. They're veterans doing their jobs.
That's what I'm saying. This team seems to be built this way. Again, the success you had a few games ago with Bryce Williams didn't translate. Eli Rice had a strong game last time, didn't really get it, the opportunity this game because other things were going, and stylistically, it probably wasn't the fit. It's probably the fact that Eli in his youth still in practice, I would assume, against that type of pressure and the time that the pressure was going on, the runs were happening. You probably didn't want him in that situation because it could be that he may be a little turnover prone, and he's a freshman. So I could understand why you probably want maybe a little more seasoned guys. The fact that Rink Mass can pass the ball the way that he does, Rink passes better than Alec does, but that translates. A lot of people didn't think Derek Walker could play at this level. At Tennessee, oh man, yeah, he came here not really doing anything. Injuries, it's a lot of stuff like that. But the stuff that he did against one of the, best players in the country, you would have wrote him off at the end of the day, the way that people were talking about Derek Walker at some point. Yes, Derek has some deficiencies, but yet still was able to do some. And I think personally, Rink Mass has more of a skill set than Derek even had in the success. So, I don't know. That one's kind of weird to me. I don't know. Maybe it's a little upset. Maybe not happy that Fred Hoiberg is having early success. I don't know. And maybe he's gotten bitten. But this team is definitely different than what I've seen in the past. People thought Tamanaga couldn't play at this level. I mean, people wrote off this whole roster, was like, oh, yeah. People thought Sam Hoiberg couldn't play. Sam Hoiberg is a regular contributor to this team now, and he's proved that he can. So, I don't know. I guess you could say everybody's not fit for Big Ten, but what type of success has the Big Ten had to me that makes you think that no one can compete at the Big Ten level? The Big Ten ain't did nothing. What if they, as a whole, let's be honest. Every freaking year they get 8-9 teams in, and all of them dang near go out in first, second round.
They're scrounging for Sweet 16s.
Yes. After all that, and all you guys, everybody, Big Ten. Now listen, I think the Big Ten is a tough conference, But when it comes time for the big time, they don't translate.
Mm-mm.
So what's so great about that makes you think that these guys can't play? I don't know. So I'm just giving a little pushback, I'd say.
I'm with you. I think about it too from a matchup standpoint. Who is Nebraska going to face? You think of the headlining team in the Big Ten this year picked to win the conference, Purdue. I love Rink Mass' ability to extend elbow out and either draw Edie away from the rim or make him pay for play and drop.
No doubt.
I like Josiah Alec against Matty Sissoko with the athleticism. Sissoko's skinnier. I think Josiah Alec can body him up a little bit, be a little bit more physical, and hang on the glass. I like those guys against Rutgers bigs. I think they're a good matchup for Wisconsin's bigs.
Are you getting this?
We are working on it.
Okay.
Yes. Stick with us. You're probably listening to us on the stream. We are working on our radio signal right now.
Okay.
So, yes, Nebraska has, advantages in the post in non-conference. Nebraska normally does. It's hard to find quality big men across the country. There's only so many guys that are, 6'8" or taller that can play in the post at that level. The Big Ten has a lot of them. The Big Ten's known for that. But I think because the Big Ten is known for that, Fred Hoiberg and his staff went out and got a couple guys in Mast and Alec who can play like Big Ten bigs, but also bring a skill or two to the table that other guys don't.
Right. That's basically it. I think where we were hurting last year was front court depth and size. If they got into foul trouble with injuries or anything like that, it was going to be a struggle, because then you had to go to free Oleg. You don't have that worry now, because once Blaze comes back, you're going to be able to throw in Jop. You're going to be able, even with that Jop physicality wise, you're going to be able to throw 15 fouls at. Listen, if you've never played at a high level, the physical, I know we got to go. If you've never played at a high level, the physicality, when you've getting a lot of bumping and grinding throughout a whole game, it wears you out. You throw 15 something fouls at somebody and bumping and grinding, and you don't care about it, can wear you out. So, I look forward to that matchup.
Teach Tape Tuesday next.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday season is upon us, and wow, do we have some really awesome incentives to share with you. Right now at Koppel, we're offering 0.9% interest rates or $6,000 off select Chevrolet and GMC models. Yes, you heard right, 0.9% or $6,000 off select new models. In addition, Costco customers can get special incentives for this entire month. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus with approved credit.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-week challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. My father, Don, always insisted that Sartor Heyman never compromise. Not on quality, not on value, and not on customer service. For that reason, you can be sure that every item of jewelry you purchase from Sartor Heyman is the very best, no matter how small or how large. When it comes to jewelry, if we don't have it, you don't want it. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island, and sartorheyman.com.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's The Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, The Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block, just off and rolling here on a Tuesday. We're calling it a Teach Tape Tuesday. a new thing we're bringing here to On the Block, where every Tuesday we're going to have the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet, the man to my left, my partner, Erick Strickland, put his basketball brain, his eyes, his sense, his knowledge to great work, helping you learn the game of basketball. Stricky, I'm excited about this. There are a lot of big plays that make highlights that we all see, but I'm excited for this too, because with your basketball eye and your sense, I'm excited to just see what comes to your mind too as we continue this series. And let's get people's input too. If there are plays they see, are you willing to break those down for them?
Absolutely. I love this part of it. I mean, this is my little Kenny the Jet run to the board, my little stumble to the board mode. I mean, maybe I'll have a little area at some point as we continue to learn and grow in this space. I think that's the beautiful thing about the move is that there's still ways that we can continue to grow and learn, and we've got the shot clock in now. So there's all types of stuff that we can continue to do. And that's one of them that we feel that can be a good point to interact outside of the Starter Heyman text line, outside of the LOVIP line, outside of the streams. But we can also do it this way and just be able to commune in that same sense. So I love it. So
the play that we're going to be talking about is one that the Husker men's basketball team tweeted out last night. We'll set the stage for it here in just a sec, but they tweeted it out 9:37 last night. So if you're watching on stream or you're watching on the app, keep us open, keep the audio there. But if you have a way to pair the tweet with our audio, that's definitely going to be the best way to go through this breakdown. So let's set the stage for this play here, Strike. It's 47-46 Nebraska. Riders made a little bit of a push to get back in the game. The possession before the play that we'll talk about, Keisei Tominaga hits his second three of the game on an inbounds play. Ryder lost him, didn't get out to cover him. Simple kind of give and go out to the three-point line. Keisei Tominaga, the inbounder, to Rink Mast, gives it right back to him in the corner in front of Nebraska's bench for three. Nebraska gets a stop down at the other end, and that brings us to this play. The first element of the play, we just got done talking about the big guys, so let's just finish that up. Rink Mast, he's the one that starts this transition opportunity. He contests the shot at the rim. He grabs the rebound, finds his point guard, and then he trails. Walk us and the listeners through Rink Mast's role in this play.
Well, first and foremost, Rink Mast, again, is a space eater. He challenges the shot, quick jumps, with space, broad shoulders, rebounds, quick outlet to Jamarcus, who is standing next to him. And what you see is a continual growth out of Jamarcus in this instance, in that he takes a look, he surveys the whole the landscape of the transition play, sees who's with him, who's running, where the defense is, and does he have an advantage? Realizing that he does, Rink is ahead of the big man in that situation. At first, big man's kind of to the side of Jamarcus. No one picks him up. Great point guard IQ in this specific instance, in that Jamarcus realizes it, understands that no one's picked him up, hard dribbles right into the gap, which causes the guy that was actually covering Keisei Tominaga to take off, to have to stop the dribble, because if not, you have direct line. He realizes it, feeds Keisei into the corner, into his little nice sidestep three before the challenge can get there. Bucket. That's a run that ends up pushing the team to, I think, close to 9 points at that point.
It would have been 53-46 at that juncture. Timeout Ryder.
Right. Timeout Ryder, which then they never really got back as close as they did at that point in time. So it's a run, timeout. It gets Keisei going. It gets energy in the building. It gets the team fired up, and give them a little bit more comfort and space as far as the score is concerned. And I like it. I like it. And I love the growth of Jamarcus in that situation, because he made the right play. He held the ball. He pushed the ball. And this is what you hope to see out of Jamarcus a little bit more. He's getting there at times too. He's just not finishing at the basket right now. If I'm Jamarcus at that point, realizing maybe not wanting to challenge big men, get into a midi. Like, if I get an opportunity to speak to him, that is a shot I'd be working on, because right now, so many plays, it's the hardest shot to shoot, but if you have it, it's one of the most dangerous shots. Ask Chris Paul, has a long career, with that midi. But that mid-range where you're pushing and the big man is there waiting on you, instead of challenging the big man, trying to be creative with some form of, keeping it away or risk getting it blocked or, not able to take the contact and finish through it. That's one of the things I love, because I love to jump into you with strength, hold you off, and then be able to finish. Some guys they're not able to do that. So then if you're not, then get into a midi. The midi is what's going to, at some point, cause the defense to make a decision, because they know you're a midi guy. That's when you kind of pause, hold up as if you're going to shoot it. They come, and then now you're at the rim. So that's why the midi is so valuable in those situations, and I would advise him to work on that.
I keep watching this play back, and you mentioned the hard dribble from Jamarcus Lawrence. If you're on Twitter watching the play with us, watch his eyes. He gets the ball, he's dribbling with his right hand, but you see him scan from left to right to be able to take that cross-court look first to get the defense in rotation.
Yep.
And then he scans back to the right. He sees 33 for Ryder, kind of put a hand out like, hey, I got him. He's my guy. He attacks 33. So with Rink trailing, that's Rink's guy. That's the guy that was guarding Rink last. So he drew the trail guy's defender, but he attacked 35, taking that step inside for the dish to Keisei Tominaga. And it's that acceleration too. Takes that, he's jogging up the floor, he's getting going, he's pushing, but you can see him put his foot on the gas pedal and go. You're like, okay, here's my opportunity. Let's attack this. There wasn't nearly enough of that last year. We spent all January and February saying Nebraska needs to push a little bit more tempo. And with Jamarcus Lawrence still, learning how to be a college point guard, I think this play is a big step in his growth there.
There's no doubt about it. He's understanding where he fits in the role that they want him to play. He's still getting good shots, especially off transition or off of the pick and rolls where guys are stepping behind. The next level of his progression is going to be to knock that shot down. They're going to, until you hit those shots, they're going to continue to go under, which is going to give you that opportunity to step behind it. A couple times they even went under on Keisei. If that's going to be the case, you should murder them. And those are shots that in practice you should be working on. Everything that you watch on film, like even as we watch right here, there should be a progression to each opportunity, because guess what? There is going to be a point where guys stay with Keisei. That's then hard dribble, hesitation, hard dribble, force big man over, and it's either a bounce pass, because see, what most people want to do is throw the cross pass, but guess what? Hands are dictated
rotations
to go out this way as opposed to down. So it's got to be a bounce pass in those situations. Or you're going to hard dribble to midi, pop their eyes out, which then on scouting reports or throughout that game, the big is going to say, oh, wait, if I ever see that again, I've got to get over to him, because he's hit us one or two times on that. That's when the next growth of the progression is hezzy, go, fake pull, drop, or fake pull, kick, because now guys are going to start to flow back thinking they know you're capable. Once they know you are, then that changes and adds an extra layer to your counters.
We saw one instance of that. It was off an offensive rebound. Keisei Tominaga would have been on the Nebraska-Iowa border for a shot. And here's the thing. Last year in March, he probably takes that shot, but he sees Ryder's guy flying at him. Crisp overhead pass, Josiah Alec gets a dunk. So going under Keisei Tominaga in his return to action may be defensible, but I think Keisei showed that he's still not scared to shoot. He's going to get it going in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, because that's the hardest thing for it to come off of is because you don't have the same lift. You don't have the same off the dribble type of, it's going to take some time to get, and then that's okay. But what you did see from Keisei too is off of late clocks or situational where he ends up pick and roll with either Alec or Mass, that pocket drop pass, that's going to be there for Keisei in that group. And you saw Mass in one of those instances make a great pass out to the corner after receiving, because rotation comes. Next thing is either strong side or weak, because the help normally is going to come from that side. that either that strong side or that weak side. So it's either going to be the weak or strong. He made the right play and ends up with a wide open jumper. I think CJ Wilcher in the corner. Yeah.
I like the Tominaga and either Master Alec 2-man game, because what you can do is you can get Casey going to his strong hand, his left hand. He can make that pocket pass with his dominant hand to a pair of right-handed big men on that right side of the floor. You have both parts of that pick and roll going to their dominant hand, which I think is good. The other Casey element of this play really is two parts. First of all, Casey hit one the possession before. He was hunting that next possession. He hit the one in the first half, was cold. He got one to go, and you're like, okay, I'm back. I'm feeling it now. So what he does, Strick, how important was it for him to space all the way out to the corner? And just what is that like, being in a full sprint down the court to be able to stop your feet, stop your momentum, rise straight up and shoot that three?
Well, that's what they should be doing at all times. Those are really things that we practiced in the league, even in college, is we sprint. Now, our sprints in most cases led to a cross under, which led to a potential shot on the other side or on the strong side with a screen, either from the first rim runner and or the trail guy, if the trail guy wasn't a shooter. They're running a little bit different than they used to, in that they're actually running for space. I still think they should run for layup first, because layup in an opportunity that they don't have is an opportunity for a late kick out to a trailing mast, or a drop off to a dunking Jop or Alec, or a weak side to that, not the corner,
no,
but to that weak side, elbow type shot. You know what I mean? At the arc. So those are the things that their run for layup is not necessarily always for you. Either you bang that thing, if you're CJ Wilcher or somebody like that may not, elevate at the same level as like a Bryce, because Bryce tested somebody last night. You mess around and find out.
He's gonna get one.
And you guys know, listening, mess around and find out. You know what I'm really talking about. But there's where those opportunities are going to present themselves, Austin. And that's why I like run for opportunity. And you're seeing that Jerron Coleman and you're seeing that Marcus are pushing with probe mentalities to try to find something. And if nothing's there, they're getting into their stuff a lot better in that transit. I love that part of it.
Absolutely. So 64-50 win for Nebraska over Rider. We just spent 10 minutes breaking down one play, the Rink Mast element, the Jamarcus Lawrence element, the Keisei Tominaga element of the three that put Nebraska up 53-46, forced Rider to call a timeout, and was early on in that game sealing 17-0 run for the Huskers. We'll do this every Tuesday. If you see a play on social media and there's a clip of it, send it to us at estrick20, at Austin_Orman. Tag us in it, send it to us, message us, whatever it looks like. Give us that clip. We'll go through the submissions each week, and we'll break a play down. I think it's going to be really good once we get video up and running fully as well, to be able to show you as we're talking over it live on the stream. But again, you can send it to the text line as well, 402-464-5685. If there's a basketball play that you have your eyes on,
let's break it down.
And you're a football guy, so I'm sure if there's a football play too, we can break it down.
Let's break it down. I definitely could do that as well, man. I really love this part of our new element of what on the block is. This is an on the block moment. Sometimes you're gonna catch some guys on the block, literally. Rink Mast worked out a little bit on the block. Did you see the one where he got the ball in the middle of the paint, shot fakes up, steps through the double team, and finishes at the rim? See, sometimes I don't understand that. You can't teach that.
It's feel.
That's feel. And a guy that has that kind of feel, I don't care what level you're playing at. That's something. I think you're going to continue to see it. They're going to have a high major challenge against Oregon State real soon. They're going to have, I got to do another game Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
Stony Brook. God,
quick turnaround.
Got to do Stony Brook tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to watching as they continue to move up. I think the scheduling is set perfect for this team to be able to look at different things, because you saw a little bit more athleticism. They didn't shoot the ball very well, but they're going to understand, because you can't practice that. Like, you can practice hard, but it's not the same as when you're facing that type of pressure and that type of 3/4 man pressure. You can't really duplicate that, not with a scout team. So to get that in game and then to watch how you handled it, that's stuff that they're going to learn. They're going to get better at. It was the same thing that happened to them last year, where they played certain games and then they end up playing against St. John's. And remember, they got kind of ran out. It was because the speed of the St. John's team, they just hadn't seen. But you can tell by the end of the season, they got a little bit more comfortable and they were able to win a stretch of games that, put them close to getting into the NIT.
Stony Brook Wednesday, Oregon State on Saturday up in Sioux Falls, then Duquesne back here to wrap up the Cornhusker Classic a week from tomorrow. Great stuff from the Husker Hall of Famer, the 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland. Again, if you have any basketball or football clips that you want him to break down on Tuesdays, send them over the weekend so we can take a look at them and review them and go from there. But we're playing the shootout, brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings, the shootout with Strick. It's 4 questions for him. It's 4 questions for you. If you beat him, $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings is yours. If not, the champ is in the building. Those are the stakes. Call now, 402-464-5685 on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. We'll play the shootout with Strick to wrap up hour 1 of On the Block in just a minute.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See club for details.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. My father, Don, always insisted that Sartor Heyman never compromise. Not on quality, not on value, and not on customer service. For that reason, you can be sure that every item of jewelry you purchase from Sartor Heyman is the very best, no matter how small or how large. When it comes to jewelry, if we don't have it, you don't want it. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island, and sartorheyman.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's the Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, the Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday season is upon us. And wow, do we have some really awesome incentives to share with you. Right now at Coppel, we're offering 0.9% interest rates or $6,000 off select Chevrolet and GMC models. Yes, you heard right, 0.9% or $6,000 off select new models. In addition, Costco customers can get special incentives for this entire month. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out at CoppelCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus with approved credit.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 14th is spend $40 and you'll get to buy one, get one free on 8-ounce prepackaged sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
We need a contestant. 402-464-5685. Call now. Take on Erick Strickland for your chance to win $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings.
You know what I like to hear. So we don't need anybody. We don't need nobody to come in because you know.
You don't get the music if it's a forfeit. Not if it's a forfeit. No.
I can't believe my boy Austin. Austin, they tried to come against us today on the crossover.
Yeah, they'll do that from time to time.
You know, they was mad that we got them over the picks.
Oh, you and I went off.
We went off on picks.
We did.
Yeah.
They at least did tell us that the crossover was happening, but they told us like
a minute.
Yeah, not even that.
Not even that. 30 seconds.
30, 45 seconds before we're supposed to get going. We were handling business. We were doing what we could. And now Rico's walking away when the phones are ringing when we have a contestant for Shootout. Rico!
Who there, Jay?
We'll see if we can get Jay on it. Maybe Rico.
Hum.
We need a contestant.
Nobody.
I'm going to open the door. I don't know if Jay pressed the button. It's fine.
Hey,
anyways, call back. 402-464-5685. We would like to play the shootout with Strick. Let me get Rico. Just a sec.
Yeah. Shootout, man. Gosh darn it. They don't love us in here.
We're working on it. We're working on contestant. I think we're about to have one.
Rico's
Rico's going to the phones now. The music is pulled up for you. So
yeah, it's a win.
No.
I won the Stricken. Hey, you know what? I absolutely loved your tweet today.
Which one?
The one where you said the strictionary.
Oh, yeah.
That's so dope.
The Fumbalaya from yesterday, yeah.
Fumbalaya from the Jambalaya. Yeah. That's if you think right now, let's throw it out here. 402-4645. Are we back up? Not yet.
I think we're still working on it. Still work in progress.
We'll work on that. Because what I really want to throw out here, 2 games left. Do we become bowl eligible? And I really want to hear from you as to why you think so or why not.
Which game?
And which game? I want to hear. But once we get back up, I'm going to throw that out.
Okay. We go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. We say hello to JR. JR, what's up?
JR Ryder?
Hey, guys. No, not JR Ryder.
JR Ewing from Dallas? Oh.
No, not that either.
That's all right. JR, are you familiar with the rules of the shootout with Strick?
I am.
Excellent. Hold on the line. We will give Strick his questions first.
JRE?
And then we will get to you, JR. All right, Strick. We're doing college basketball. Keeping it in the wheelhouse. Your round of the shootout starts here in 3, 2, and 1. They enter this week's AP poll at number 25. Colorado or Virginia?
Virginia.
It's Colorado.
You mother.
They're the highest ranked ACC team. Duke or Miami?
Duke.
It is Duke. They rose 5 spots from last week's rankings. Baylor or Texas A&M?
Baylor.
It is Baylor, and they dropped out of the poll after a loss to Weber State on Sunday.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Illinois.
2.
Illinois, the guess. Illinois, incorrect. It was St. Mary's. The Gales were ranked 23rd at the time. They were up 16 in the second half. Went on a drought. Dame Lillard U comes back to stun the Gales.
Stuns them.
So that is a 2-point round for you, Strick. JR, 2 to tie, 3 to win. Are you ready?
What's my guy that played for the Cavs?
Which one? Oh, Dellavedova?
No. The one that missed the pass and
J.R. Smith.
Yeah, J.R. Smith. Let's go, J.R.
A lot of great JRs out there, and hopefully I'm one of them.
You're one of them.
You can enter the Pantheon with a win right here, JR. Your round starts in 3, 2, and 1. They enter this week's AP poll at number 24. Memphis or James Madison?
James Madison.
Yep, they're the highest-ranked Big East team. Marquette or UConn?
UConn.
It's Marquette. They're ranked higher this week. Florida Atlantic or Gonzaga?
Gonzaga.
It's Florida Atlantic. And this top 25 team lost last night.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
I have no idea. Let's go with
No!
Tech.
It is too late. The champ is here. JR, it started with a V. It was Villanova. Villanova lost a Big 5 game to Penn of the Palestra last night. A valiant effort, JR. You lose. I will still put you in the pantheon of JRs. Thanks for playing.
Thanks, guys.
Caller number 3 now.
Shout out, Bud Crawford. I'm the champ too, doggone it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Caller 3 at 402-464-5685 gets the $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Stricky, good stuff. Champ in the building.
I'm on a roll, baby. That's 2 in a row.
Coffee kicked in.
Yeah, the Joe kicked in. Just enough.
Vibing, rolling.
Let's get it. Hey, yo, college football win that's coming up next. 3 o'clock hour. We're going to have a good conversation. Stay around because we are on the block. It is Austin Orman, E. Strick. I'm the champ, and we coming back with college football breakdowns. Coaching Carousels jumping off. We'll see you next, right after this.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
School taught you all about the four seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's the way we really tell what time of year it is in sports seasons: football season, baseball season, or off season. But what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now. And now, and now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador online at prg-ne.com.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmail.com.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-week challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-week challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday season is upon us. And wow, do we have some really awesome incentives to share with you. Right now at Koppel, we're offering 0.9% interest rates or $6,000 off select Chevrolet and GMC models. Yes, you heard right, 0.9% or $6,000 off select new models. In addition, Costco customers can get special incentives for this entire month. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or check us out at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All offers include trade-in bonus with approved credit.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, this is On the Block. Strick and Austin is in the building. It is Taco Tuesdays, and we did get some tacos in the building, actually.
Sure did.
Which is a phenomenal thing to hear. But Mary Ellen's will be open tomorrow, but more importantly, they'll be here Friday. They'll be in the building on Friday. Come out, take a look. Well, 11 to 1, right?
11 to 1.
11 to 1 is when they'll be out here. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, 27th and Pine Lake. You can find them. They open up tomorrow. I can't even believe today's Tuesday already. It's like, dang, Monday just flew right by. But nonetheless, there was a question when the radio signal was down. I think we do have that back up. So to you guys listening, we hate that you missed the conversation. It was a good one. Very enlightening, but go ahead.
They can find it on the podcast.
You can find it on the podcast.
That'll be posted about 6:15 tonight after I get done with Old School. So if you missed any of hour one, either go back on any of the social media broadcasts or the app or wherever it is you get your podcast, you can catch right back up.
Yeah, and I'd advise you because we started something new.
Mm-hmm.
That was what we call it.
Teach Tape Tuesday.
Ooh, TTT. Teach Tape Tuesday.
Teach Tape Taco Tuesday.
Yes, and it was very good. It was a good breakdown on Keisei Tamanaga and Jamarcus, I almost said Russell, Jamarcus Lawrence, and how that combination, and it spurned a nice run that Nebraska was able to use in order to propel them to a victory, a 14-point victory against Rider. But one of the questions that I had before we realized the stream had went down was this. It's one that I've been pondering over because I've been talking about Fumbalaya, not Jambalaya, Fumbalaya, which is part of the Strictionary. You can find that on strict.com. No, I'm just playing. It's not there. But what I was talking about is just realizing how we fumbled the last two opportunities, and there's two more left. Pressure is mounting. We're really going to find out now, does pressure bust pipes, and is Nebraska in the pipeline? Not the line like the old pipeline, but are they a part of the pipeline that may bust with the pressure that is now mounting for them to secure a sixth victory to propel them to be bowl eligible? But I want to know, does Nebraska Fumbalaya the opportunities that still rest between them, which is Wisconsin on the road, Iowa at home? If you think they're not going to, how is it going to happen? I want to hear from you. 402-464-5685. How does Nebraska win and secure the bag? Six win season minimum. Or how do they Fumbalaya the opportunity? And do they do it? And when do they win the sixth game? Is it against Wisconsin? Or is it back at home on Black Friday against Iowa?
Let us know.
Want to know?
We want to know. We'll talk about it here during On the Block and throughout the week. It's going to be a big topic of conversation as Nebraska searches for number 6. It would be so emblematic of this program to get to 5-3, to respond to the 2 losses to start the year, be in prime position to make a bowl game, and then let You need to fumble the bag, fumble eye the heck out of it. You hope that this is the opportunity this week and next week. Hey, why just get to 6? Why stop there? Why not get to 7 just for fun? We'll see. I'm fascinated to see what that looks like. All right. College football weekend. Some teams have locked up bowl eligibility. Most of them, all of them in the top 25 have at this part of the season by now. Ohio State, ranked number 1 in the college football playoff, looks pretty good, 38-3 over Michigan State. The headlining game of the day, Georgia and Ole Miss. Georgia strict 10-0, 7-0 in the SEC. They get Brock Bowers back, 3 catches for 34 yards and a touchdown. Where are you at with Georgia right now? Are they under the radar? Are they overrated, underrated, properly rated? They blow the doors off of number 9 Ole Miss between the hedges.
Here's what I'll say. I still think they're vulnerable. I personally think if Missouri gets them at home, they probably win that game. Corey Schrader shredded them for over 200 yards, both in the rushing game and in the passing game. He's one of the first players to have done that in a long time, 200 yards, 100 each from a running back. I just think, obviously, Brady Cook struggled a little bit. I don't think that he was able to find, just space that he's been usually able to find. I also look at just that Georgia's defense, to me, is not the same that it has been in the past. And now, listen, I'm not upset about it. I understand you lose 9 players or so into the NFL. God, it's crazy, especially up front, where you're not just getting the same type of pressures and staunchness that you did have before. So I still think they're vulnerable, but Carson Beck is just trucking along, and that's where I think you find them under the radar. I think he's just been solid. He's been, pretty productive. Lad McConkey has been there and not. And
Lad McConkey is the Stetson Bennett of wide receivers.
Yeah, it's solid. And I just don't know, because I'm not sure that their run game is like it has been also in the past. So we'll just see. We'll see, especially we'll get a great test of it when they get to the SEC tournament or SEC championship game.
We already have that game locked in, by the way, with 2 weeks to play. It's already set. It's going to be Georgia and Alabama. Not sure. We would have said Alabama makes. I think LSU had a lot of hype before the season. Even Ole Miss was making a run out of that division. But again, we're down to Georgia and Alabama. If Alabama wins these next 2 and gets some help from teams in front of it losing, that might be a college football playoff elimination game.
They're peaking. Where they at, though? Where they at, though? Alabama could be peaking. They could be walking by right here on 11th and 0, and there you are. I see you, Ty. I see you, Rope. I see you. They could be peeking in. So watch out now. You just never know with freaking Alabama. It's just somehow they find a way to just get to the door and kick that joint in. So we'll see.
Texas has almost had its doors kicked in the last couple weeks. The Longhorns get out to big leads, and then they let Kansas State back in it. They let TCU back in it. TCU rips off a 20-3 fourth quarter, but Texas does end up winning. Strick, that's why I don't take Texas seriously as a playoff contender. I'm not sure they always have the focus for 60 minutes to finish a game of that caliber. I think they're an outside looking in team. Oregon, it's going to come down to a rematch with Washington. Credit Utah, though. All the injuries to go on the road, a Washington team that really found its groove. Utah was absolutely outgunned, and you really saw that in the second half. Washington versus Florida State is going to be a fascinating debate for the committee.
I absolutely agree with that as well. Tough win. One that they should have won. I think they wanted to put a little bit more space in front of them, especially with a struggling Miami team. Just wanted to just close the door, nip it in the bud. You're there at home. You made that game probably a little bit tighter than you should have. Travis looked vulnerable as well. So this team is going to be interesting because I don't see really anybody else to challenge them. When you just look at the rest of their schedule, it's not much really in front of them. I mean, the danger zone could be an overlook in the swamp, potentially.
Maybe.
That could be a trap game for you, maybe. And then you get into the tournament. I mean, to the SEC. The ACC championship game. Who could challenge them? You know, it's
They'll
not going to be
play
Clemson.
Louisville.
It's going to be probably Louisville. And actually, watch out now. Louisville is better than what people think.
Skated by Virginia, but it's been really solid all year.
I think they're better than what people think. I think they'd get up for a game like that. That's going to be interesting to watch that. But I don't see them really being challenged outside of Florida. I think that could be a trap game if they think they're overlooking them. I don't foresee that happening.
No.
It's being that you're right on the cusp of just getting you want to show. So I think they're going to come out and play. So we'll see.
The team in the top 5 that we didn't mention yet is Michigan. We'll get to that next segment. There's a lot going on with the Wolverines and their opponent, Penn State. We'll get to that game in our next segment. But as we scroll through our college football recap here, Oregon State did the thing and more against Stanford, 62 points. Upset Saturday in the Big 12, though. UCF hosts Oklahoma State, fresh off a win over Oklahoma. Strick, I don't know what else
we talk about.
Emotional. Human element. Hit Oklahoma State upside the head.
It catches you all the time. You end up coming up against the team. UCF has been way down, hadn't been playing up to par. You go on the road, you're starting to smell yourself a little bit. And you play down to your competition, and they end up blowing the doors off of you. That's just one of those things that you're Gundy, you just don't want to have happen. You don't want to have happen. It hurts you in so many ways. I think when you take an L like that, especially for bowls. I mean, just you got to finish those. The bowls, the money, just different things like that ends up hurting you with a loss like that. So yeah, it's just killing. I mean, listen. You let the running back go for 200. That means 206 to be exact.
On only 24 carries.
Right. You basically just let him run Rashad. Any hole he wanted to hit. Pause. But you know what I'm talking about. Any gap that he wanted to get. Pause. Yeah.
Whenever there's a running lane.
Running lanes.
He found it.
He found it. Yeah.
Utilized it.
Yeah.
A couple other Big 12 games right there in the top 25. Texas Tech goes to Lawrence and beat Kansas. Like business as usual, except, hey, it's Kansas who is the ranked team this time.
It's
so
crazy. Those middle range. Go ahead.
I'm glad you bring up those middle range teams that can always spring up and get you. Max Olson, I think he's with The Athletic, put out a tweet over the weekend saying that if every home team in the Big 12 wins the next 2 weeks, so if the home teams hold serve, you will have an 8-way tie for first place in the Big 12.
Oh, that's crazy. That's ludicrous even to think about. But, hey, it makes it fun. It makes the last few weeks fun, doesn't it? I can't wait. I am anxiously anticipating, Austin, the 12-man or 12-team college football playoff. I am because all of these games, when it comes down to it, if you're in that middle tier, you're looking for the bounce up. You're at 16, you're looking for the bounce up. Like, what can we do to get up to the top to get into the college U football playoff? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Like if you're LSU, you're like, I'm not out of it. I just put in this work. How can I bounce up?
Jaden Daniels is your Heisman winner.
You think so?
I'm asking you, is he?
No. I like him though.
He's putting up numbers, Stricky.
I listen.
Numbers.
I know, super numbers, but I want him. I wish he would. Boy, I wish he was in the transfer portal.
We
wouldn't get him, but someone like him with that kind of good arm. Yeah, I mean he's mistake prone, but look, we can't expect perfection because we're not. Like I said, we have brand complacency. We have brand and listen. If I'm Fred Hoiberg, and I'm Fred Hoiberg, and I'm Nebraska basketball right now, outside of volleyball, on the men's side, I'm trying to take the winner. Like I'm doing everything I can. I'm motivating these guys because we went through that. Like when our program, when I was here, was down. Nebraska football was down. They was losing big games. A lot of people were looking at Nebraska football. They were starting to have that, that grumbling, and they were running to us because we were winning. You know what I'm saying? Nebraska basketball has a chance to win the winner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Captivate fans, get their attention.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Outside of, that's why I love the scheduling.
Yes.
It puts you at home. It gives you a chance for them to see you, to
Mhm.
see the difference, to see the character, to see the culture starting to be bred on the team.
Mhm.
I love the scheduling of that. Now, Nebraska has a chance to, listen, the football team had a chance to do something absolutely special. They were on the cusp.
Mhm.
All they had to do is take it by the reins and just ride that horse out. And I'm talking about they could have been a Triple Crown winner for the season.
On Secretariat.
They could have been the Triple Crown winner if it was horse racing.
Mhm.
But they freaking fumble-lied the bag. I mean,
The ball, the bag,
look,
everything.
Look, they walked into the casino with what's his name? The boxer that with all the money.
Floyd
Mayweather Jr. They could have walked in the casino with the bag of Floyd Mayweather, and they fumbled it on the casino floor before they could even bet it, and everybody stole the cash. Doggone Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, everybody was like, oh, we fumbled, but good gosh, we glad Nebraska fumbled too.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it can be disappointing. They really could have did something special, but that's okay. They still have a chance to save the day
Mhm.
by winning one of these games. We want to hear from you as well. 402-464-5685. How and who is it going to happen against once it happens?
Nyla on the text line, 402-464-5685, says she wants to say yes, but all her sources say no. Your sources here on the block say it probably happens, so get new sources. Brad, pessimistic, unfortunately, says, without a doubt, they blow it. Okay. And Swift from Lincoln says, whiskey is such a mess right now. Whiskey makes you a mess, but this is Wisconsin he's talking about. Wisconsin is such a mess right now. They're talking about culture and buy-in towards the end of the season. Swift from Lincoln Strick says he'd bet on Nebraska to beat Wisconsin.
I love it. We're going to keep an eye on that. Swift, tell me how they're going to do it. And tell me which quarterback they're going to do it with.
Ooh.
I'm throwing stuff out there. Haymakers right now. I'm the champ. I'm out here throwing bombs. Which one? Who's gonna be the guy? I want to know.
Who do you think? As we sit here on Tuesday, who do you think's the guy?
I think if you look at it on film, I think you want to give Chubba Purdy a shot. You listen. Any type of inability to run on a foot from Harburg, he's no good to you. Because he can't hit anybody accurately on a pass. Now, look, say what you will about Chubba Purdy's interception. He still looked the best to me as far as pocket presence, for the most part. Now, let's just be honest. If we're all honest folk here, one of the things that's hardest to do, and you can count this even at the NFL level, is to get into the red zone with tight windows, and because the DBs, there's only a certain amount of route trees that can be ran. You know what I mean? So if you're
off the table.
Yeah, if you're a smart guy, there's no double moves. There's no, there's certain things that they're going to be able to do, and once you trigger, you're downhill. So it's tough. And for a young quarterback who hasn't really had many snaps to come in, thrust into that type of a pressure situation, I can say it's tough to nail it. You got to be a special type of kid. I just don't know if we have that type of special type of quarterback. That's just my opinion. But that's why I think it's tough. And so I'm not going to throw that one on him. I think Jeff Sims looked okay, but he's still fumblerooski. And I'm not talking about the trick play.
You are not.
I'm talking about the trick off play that'll get you games lost. Right? I still think he's not there. I love some of the stuff he did, but if I'm looking at it in total, I'm throwing Chubba Purdy in there.
I see where you're coming from. I take the other side. I think it's Sims. He's the healthiest, and that's why. With Heinrich's ankle, and apparently Chubba Purdy has needed surgery for a while now, has delayed it.
Oh, okay. That's something I didn't know. Okay.
Maybe he's healthy enough to go. Matt Rule said he was feeling it, which makes sense for a guy that hasn't played much this year to get back into football rhythm. I think too that with that groin injury for Chuba Purdy, I feel like he's more of an injury risk. We saw him come out of a game last year with an injury as well. So to me, even with the fumble-aya from Jeff Sims, even with the interception Belaya, if we want to call it that, if he's healthy, I think you roll with him, because why not just get him in rhythm from the get-go? Why bring him off the bench and have him get hot in the middle of the game and you can just start the game with him? You know, Chuba Purdy can come off the bench. It's what he's done basically his entire college career.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's not going to be popular here. I know a lot of people are going to want to go with Chuba, who did play better, right? He had the best drive of the day for Nebraska, leading them from their own 7 to the doorstep of, the go-ahead score, whether that was a touchdown or a field goal. That was one of the more impressive drives I've seen from a Nebraska quarterback in at least this season, if not the last few seasons. But I think you go with the healthiest guy, and I still don't think Matt Rule and Marcus Satterfield are completely willing to write Jeff Sims off yet. Assuming they give him a pretty big NIL bag to get him here. You know the Strick, you get the bag, you don't sit. That's how it works. So the fact
part of the business
that they sat him as long as they did, used the ankle for cover to some degree, I think, as long as they did, I think they're going to run him back out there on Saturday.
Brad from Baldwin agrees with you. Sims is due for a big turnaround, is what he says on the Sutter Heyman text line. Swift from Lincoln says, as I asked him, to add on to that. Thank you, Swift from Lincoln, for adding on to that. He says, probably we'll have to start Sims, and it will look similar to the Minnesota game, but Nebraska wins 17-14.
Sign me up.
I would take it. I would take anything at this point, to be honest. Let's see. Rob from Des Moines. Thank you for texting in, Rob. Would love to see Chuba get a week's worth of prep under his belt, especially watching him be our best QB. Agreeing with you on that last week on no first team prep. So, again, I think the injury would be a hindrance to him in that process, but we'll see.
Big Bird, have we made sure the quarterbacks aren't eating any buttered popcorn before the game? I don't think they are. We have people watching warm-ups, and I don't think even once we've seen them eat buttered popcorn out in public. So if they are, that's a locker room thing. And I'm telling Matt Rule, take the popcorn machine and wheel it right down the street to the dumpster.
And no text messages before the game to anybody.
No. Phones away.
FYI.
in the duffel bag. Keep him there. Business trip. Speaking of business trip, Texas A&M sure made one. Big business decision for the Aggies. A couple other places have let their head coaches go, and a conference team let their offensive coordinator go. We'll get into the college football coaching carousel that's starting to spin, even still with just a couple weeks left in the regular season. He's Erick Strickland. I'm Austin Orman. College football coaching carousel next.
Living life to its fullest is just a free consultation away. If you're living with symptoms that you can't shake, then bring your low energy, brain fog, belly fat, grumpiness, muscle loss, and low libido to Limitless Male. We have the expertise to get rid of your symptoms. This is what Limitless Male does all day, every day. You won't find another men's clinic like Limitless Male. We know what you're going through. We know how to fix it. Schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is Rick Heyman, president of Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I'm inviting you to stop by any of our 3 great locations to see why we have been voted best of for decades. We're a 4-generation jewelry company that refuses to compromise on quality or service. If you're in the market for anything for anyone special, nothing, and I mean nothing, says it better than Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Sartor Heyman Jewelers since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course. They have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion? Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at the Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
This is Jeff Essing, owner of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and host of Fitness Fanatics. Over the years, we've helped countless of people gain strength, lose fat, build confidence, and change their lives. And it all starts with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. Now is the best time to enroll during the Black Friday sale. You can join the January 10-Week Challenge for half price. That's 10 weeks of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching for 50% off. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to enroll today. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block. Austin Norman and Erick Strickland with you for another half an hour or so before we turn it over to DP and J for Old School. Some breaking news out of Husker land. Trev Alberts, athletic director for the University of Nebraska, gets a nice contract extension. He was now under contract through 2031. money increase, or retention bonuses, incentive bonuses. I think Trev Alberts, on the aggregate, Strick has done a good job at Nebraska. Obviously, you're going to point to football not being successful as a mark against it, men's basketball not making the tournament, but volleyball keeps rolling. Women's basketball has had more success. And as a couple articles point out, 10 of Nebraska's programs finished last season ranked in the top 20. So yes, everyone's looking at football and these high profile sports, but overall, the Nebraska athletic department seems like it's in a pretty darn healthy spot.
I mean, you have the expansion in South Stadium as well. You have,
media rights
that's
deal.
under media rights. You also have the growth, and it looks like he's spurning some back end aspects of maybe NIL. And then you look at there's still stuff and still work to be done, and I think it's trending in a positive direction. Some may not like it, but I still think there's still some work that can be done and where he is, and I'd like to see if he can finish it out. The stuff that's already in motion now. Who else is out there that's getting it done? I mean, I don't know. I don't know right now that anybody else is able to move the needle the way that he's been able to. I think his communication is good with his expectations. I think he's handled like the Frost situation. I mean, like, I still would say he did that pretty good. He was going to minimize the layout as far as the payout.
Yeah.
It ain't Jimbo Fisher. It's like, if it was Jimbo Fisher type, I'd been felt a little bit different about it. Even with the hiring of Rule, you can actually see and understand why. When you look at Rule's track record and where he's been at Temple and what he did at Baylor, you understand that it's a build type of situation. So even right now, if you look at Rule, yes, Stricky is upset. Sometimes you hear me, I'm going off a little bit. I'm upset because when I see something in front of me, I'm trying to go get it. I'm trying to go attack it. You know what I mean? Like, even with our time here at Nebraska, when we went on an 11-game losing streak, it would have been easy for me to just say, okay, my time's up. It's time to go to the NBA. No, I'm like, man, we get in the NIT. Let's go get it. I see an opportunity, something no one has ever done. You got an opportunity to do that. So although I may be upset about it, I may feel a certain way about it. Nebraska football is ahead of schedule. Say what you will.
Sure.
Like, I think they were in the same position last year. Even with all the turmoil that they had, they were in a position to do something special, but they're ahead of schedule. Now, they could take a huge leap by doing what they need to do in these next 2 games. That could be a huge leap. I don't want them to settle and just be comfortable in just winning 5 games. That to me is not a good look.
It's not at all. Again, Strick asked the question before. It's still out there for you on the text line or the comment section on stream. Does Nebraska get bowl eligible? If they do, what game does it happen in? And then how does that game look for Nebraska to get win number 6? Or heck, why not even win number 7 here during the regular season? Okay, you mentioned Jimbo Fisher. 2031 was the year that Trev Albert's contract now runs through. That's how long Jimbo Fisher was supposed to be in College Station, coaching Texas A&M. But athletic director Ross Bjork finally pulls the parachute on the Jimbo Fisher experiment. He goes 45-25 in his time at Texas A&M. But outside of the COVID year, you never took Texas A&M seriously as a national contender, despite the recruiting. He brought Bobby Petrino in to be his offensive coordinator this year. Mixed bag all the way up and down for Texas A&M. What do you make of the Jimbo Fisher tenure and what this means for Texas A&M?
An absolute disappointment, but I saw it. One of my, relatives was actually an assistant there at Florida State when Jimbo was there. So I got to hang out with them a little bit. Great guy, but I could tell he was even fraudulent then. Was able to sneak one with the Jameis Winston situation and parlayed that into what, he knew he had to dip out of Florida State because he knew it's one of those things where a lot of the coaches used to do here at Nebraska against Fred. Like they would get paid really nice. They'd come in here, realize this is a tough place to recruit. It ain't like where they were, or it ain't their homeland. You've got to learn Nebraska, the people. You got to learn how to sell it. You got to learn how to sell Lincoln. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand that stuff in order to recruit here. And a lot of them couldn't do it. So what they would do is they'd come in here, parlay as if they did something big, brought in a player or two, and then all of a sudden they would dip real quick before they got exposed. Jimbo got exposed. I knew Jimbo was fraudulent when he took the Texas A&M job. When he got 10 years, I was like, wait a minute. So that was one of the things I saw in that deal with him.
Some details, because I think a lot of people are morbidly curious. Over $77 million in buyout money from A&M to Jimbo Fisher. They might have to take out a loan, a payment plan with their boosters or something. Texas oil prices might go up just to be able to pay for this. So we'll see how they're able to do that.
If I'm Jimbo Fisher and I'm parlaying this into a Bobby Bonilla type of situation.
He's getting paid through 2031.
Yeah, I'm parlaying it. I'm parlaying it into and if anything happens to happen to me, my family gets it too. Like I'm making sure that's in the contract. Like if it happens to me, it continues on down the line. Like I'm negotiating something like that now.
He gets a quarter of the buyout within 30 days of his firing.
Oof.
Or 60 days. Within 60 days of his firing, he gets 25% of that buyout.
Oof.
That's like 19, almost 20 mil.
That's like being a top quarterback coming in the deal. Let's go. But on the other side of things, since we're talking about Carousel, we understand that Jimbo is the guy out. But the one that's lost the bag, Mel Tucker.
Oof.
Mel Tucker now has just recently come that he's been fired. Mel Tucker for cause. Listen to that. There's language. There's a reason the language is the way it is. For cause on September 27th, where he was placed under investigation. The school did the investigation due to sexual misconduct allegations. Now, being a former player, I understand there's certain clauses for which, like, for example, Jay Williams was blessed that Chicago decided to do something, because they could have literally canceled his clause, because in the clause there's certain things we couldn't do, like riding motorcycles and skydiving, and there's certain things you couldn't do, because if anything was to happen, they could nullify your contract.
Would you have done any of them if it wasn't in the contract?
Negative.
That pattern is full, Ghost
That
Rider?
pattern is full, and it's passed. So for cause, Mel Tucker loses out, other than lawsuits, potentially trying to figure out how to get it, $95 million contract extension.
Ooh.
Bye-bye.
Gone.
For cause.
Evaporated.
So, that I hope that was some good text work going on. Because
hope it was worth it.
I hope every minute of that text work was going on was worth it, because
games into the tenure, they let him go. Mississippi State is 4-6. He's a first time Division I head coach. Zach Arnett is. This doesn't sit well with me, Strick.
Yeah.
Either you keep him around for a full season, as a trial run, and say, sorry, we don't know if you're the guy, or you don't even give him this full opportunity to begin with. You do your full coaching search last off season, but to pull the trigger on a first time Power 5 head coach 10 games into his tenure, given the situation Mississippi State went through, I think they did him dirty.
Yeah, and you've got to understand too that the responsibility for the recruiting that's not all his guys.
No.
So he doesn't get a chance to do that. Now, on the same other side of the spectrum, I can kind of understand that you may not see any upward opportunity. It's a fast track type of deal, especially when you're dealing in the SEC. You've got new teams coming. You don't ever want to fall below a certain barrier, especially with Texas and Oklahoma on the way. This is something we've talked about with Nebraska. This is why I think it's valuable for them to land, and you want to win those recruiting battles, and you want to be able to showcase that in a higher bowl game, which I thought they had an opportunity to get to. But nonetheless, the problem I think exists as to why they probably moved on from Arnett has to do with the team has only scored more than 17 points only once in 7 conference games. So it's looking very Iowa-ish. It's looking very like even us-ish, you know.
Right.
But that's the problem I think the powers that be are looking at. In the SEC, baby, you got to be able to put up 25, 30 just to be in it. So if we can't even get half of that, then we need to maybe be looking for a different vision. That's the only reason I could probably say.
San Diego State did something very similar with Brady Hoke that hasn't been an exciting offense. That San Diego State job, I would be shocked if Tony White doesn't interview.
2 times.
2 of them.
He's been there twice. So, you know, his first tenure didn't work, comes back, gives it another go.
We went to Michigan after the first one.
Yeah. Doesn't work, comes back, gives it another shot. And look, he wasn't fired, but he maybe was pushed out. He retired.
Right.
So it looks better
Let
on
go.
him.
It's optics.
Yeah, it is optics. So listen, that could be a super upward mobility for Coach White. So I wouldn't fault him, you know, for looking at an opportunity like that to get over there. Because I really believe that if you get to a team like San Diego State and you don't even have to be super special, just be good.
And you can fill that vacuum on the West Coast.
You could stay there for 20 years just being
Mark Fewish.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if I'm a coach and I've got an opportunity at a space to do something special, I'm taking the long-term option. I'm not trying to go over. I don't go. Why would I go to Texas? And I may get 8 million, but the pressure that comes with that.
7-8 million for 3 years or 1.5 million for
30 years.
30. Yeah.
Right? Look, what was your boy that came from Marquette?
Shaka?
Shaka Smart. No, VCU. VCU Marquette, right? He's at Marquette
VCU
now.
to Texas to Marquette.
Then Marquette, right? VCU could have stayed there forever.
Running that unique style of pressing defense.
Right?
Didn't work at Texas.
Goes to Texas, doesn't work. They out you quick. They get you out the box. And next thing you know, he's doing good up in Marquette. That's the fit for him. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a fit for you. Stay where you have a good fit, where you're able to recruit the type of talent to have success at that level and have some breakthrough opportunities and go and make it happen. Like the one that just recently I thought is an opportunity, he ended up staying. Is it FAU?
Yeah, Dusty May at Florida Atlantic.
FAU, right? Be the Mark Few of the East.
Sure. Same colors and everything.
Just be the Mark Few of the East. Like you don't just keep recruiting those type of guys, keep them together like you were able to do, and go out there and be great. Long-term opportunity for you.
And Boca is much easier to get to than Spokane.
No question about it.
Nicer weather, nicer everything down there in Boca compared to Spokane. The other firing of note, I'll just mention here real quick. Andy Avalos let go by Boise State. Their first performance-related firing of a coach in really a long time. Curious to see if USC gives him a look for their defensive coordinator gig.
What's your think about Mike Yurcich?
My thing about that is I want to throw it to Jay Foreman. How about that?
Let's do it.
We'll cross it over with Jay and get you set up for Old School next.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627. If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
What do you think of when you hear the chocolate season? Artisan chocolates? Of course, they have the best chocolates this side of the Atlantic. Friendly neighborhood coffee shop? Yup, they're that too. A nationally recognized top-tier brunch spot. Waffle weekends, baby. And the place to grab a gift for literally any occasion. Everybody loves chocolate. See for yourself at the Chocolate Season, 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead online at thechocolateseason.com.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Kreekak, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block one final time for the crossover. Austin Norman, Erick Strickland, Jay Foreman as we go around the horn. If you're watching on the stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. Jay, what's good?
Not much, man. What's happening?
We just got done talking some coaching carousel, mentioned Jimbo being gone, Zach Arnett at Mississippi State as well. Boise State, Andy Avalos, interested to see if he takes a look at the USC defensive coordinator job. And Brady Hoke at San Diego State might have some Nebraska ties to watch out for there in terms of Tony White. But the one we didn't get to was Penn State firing Mike Yurcich. I know we'll talk about the NFL coordinator firing during old school, but Penn State's offense averaging 37 points a game, only 12 against Ohio State, 15 against Michigan. They've gone back and forth. They had Shiraka there for a year or two.
Right. They'll go for one, yeah.
Right. They haven't really been settled on offense since that McSorley year.
Yeah.
The 1 year they get over the hump, the defense has been good. The offense hasn't lived up to it in big moments.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky situation because there's a lot of pressure on James Franklin because it's kind of like you're banging your head against the brick wall or whatever, and then you just never know what'll come of it, and so you kind of make a move. Maybe it's a philosophy change, maybe it's a thing where you say, listen, we need to see improvement here, or an energy that you bring to the room. And when you have Drew Aller, that's a pretty good quarterback, too, potentially NFL running backs, at least Singleton for sure, and obviously good talent, or at least the head coach feels that's a good talent. You're not reaching a potential. Sometimes moves are made. It's just hard to see what you're going to do afterward. You're essentially cashing it in for the rest of the season and just seeing what you can get, if you can get a spark from an intern or interim. And so there's two of them, right? And so they're going to be battling it out to see what they can do and then just, go from there.
They have Rutgers at home and Michigan State on the road to end the year. As we cycle back to the head coaches that were fired, Jimbo, obviously $77 million is a lot, but Strick and I kind of landed on Zach Arnett. Dude takes over from Mike Leach after his tragic passing, coaches the bowl game, only gets 10 games to prove it. I think they did him a little dirty.
Yeah, and I think it was maybe caught up in the moment, signed him to a 4-year deal, and then maybe this isn't the guy. Then maybe what they saw in the bowl game and what they perceived from sometimes as a coordinator, then transition to being a head coach. But then I think that a lot of these ADs, it's a copycat league. Texas A&M does it, we'll do it. They're paying $76 million. We're probably going to pay like 20, and everybody thinks that they're going to get the next hot to trot, prospect. And Starksville's hard to get recruits to, let alone a head coach to go down there and take that job. And so they must have their eye or inroads on somebody. And it'll be a step up from a lot of, FCS schools or lower tier or Division I schools. So it won't be hard because of the cachet of being in the Southeastern Conference, but the reality of it is not going to be as easy as people think.
It sure won't. I want to throw this one to both of you. With San Diego State and Boise State both being open, two really solid programs. I mean, Boise was it in terms of the group of 5 team when I was growing up. San Diego State's always been solid. Which job do you take? Which job is better? Which do you prefer?
Whew, Jay.
Yeah, that's hard.
Let me go first because you're the man with the master plan. Which teams again?
San Diego State or Boise State? Which job you take?
I would probably take San Diego State. Now that's just because I'm a weather guy. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. I like to be outside and all types of weather, coaching and doing my thing. And so San Diego State for me, I still think it's easier to recruit to. You have a obviously a city base of San Diego. You have you could be the talk of the town because obviously there's no San Diego Chargers there no more. Outside of the baseball team, you could be that. So for me, I would be focused on generating power to build my program to become that.
Yeah, I probably would say San Diego just because of, you got a California recruiting base, but it might be hard to turn down Boise. I think they found a nice little niche up there to go into LA and recruit kids and get specialty kids and maybe have some inroads on some like JUCOs to, they've been pretty well established program. They got good support up there. I'd probably say of all those teams up there, it's probably the best school to go to. But I also think San Diego State is on the uptick as well. I think Brady Hoke has done some good stuff there. It'd be hard to pass that job up just because of, they had some really good players there. I think the ability to recruit the San Diego area, which is a hotbed for any position that you want, the rest of California, Arizona, and now with, NIL, you'll be able to kind of parlay that, maybe some of that stuff into, even past like the, Mississippi River to get kids to come out to California.
On the intangibles, I'm taking San Diego State, but I would take the Boise job first.
Oh no, they're not without a doubt. It's a
football job.
Yeah, it's a turnkey program. They've had success. They have a standard. The fabrics of winning runs deep in that program. You have the fan support from what I remember.
You're essentially the State University of Idaho. Even though there's Idaho and Idaho State, everyone knows Boise.
And you got a nice little gig up there, man. And so it would be
good facilities too.
Yeah, they got good. They got everything. They got everything that you need up there. And if you can get the right kids up there that can focus and get them up there, you'll get the best out of them as far as football goes.
Let's wrap up with this. We have a text on the text line. 5691 says, "Gee, I wonder if Tony White would even hesitate in taking the SDSU job. It's San Diego weather, and the Nebraska fans are talking about firing a first-year coordinator already. Being a head coach has to be attractive, but this is, again, where maybe that's a fair point. Maybe Tony White does hear that chatter about his counterpart in the office, Marcus Satterfield, and knows that that's the stakes of the Power 5 job. People are going to be calling for your head if things don't go well, so why not go run a program at a place you're familiar with?"
Well, I mean, you want to make sure that, look, there's always going to, look, you're in this coaching business, man. I mean, it's a business. So, and it's built on relationships, obviously, with the people that are, above you. And if that structure is good, then that generally trickles down to, the coaches and stuff. So, you could be blessed. You got good leadership in hand at where Nebraska's at. So you can kind of sit back and make the best decision for you and your family or whatever. And then you got to make sure you look at the stakes of whether it's San Diego State, Boise State, Mississippi State. You got to make sure it's the right, because sometimes it's not the right time. And Tony White definitely has some qualities that you need in a head coach. He's a tremendous leader, effective communicator.
Plus he knows his stuff, which doesn't
knows
hurt.
it. Knows his stuff, and he knows offenses. That when you got to be able to scheme up and do some stuff. And I think he's across the party lines, person where he can, influence and motivate an offensive guy just because he has that type of personality. So, he's a head coach, and you know what, he's worked his way up, and he knows, and he's been around different, leaders. And so it's I think it's a good thing if you have guys up for jobs. I mean, as a head coach, it sucks because you have to go replace them.
Well, look at Saban's coaching tree. Look at John Cook's coaching tree. Like, no one's trying to push Tony White out, but when we you can't fault
for his name to be out there. You rather his name to be out there than not.
Let me throw this out at you. Being a defensive juggernaut for the Huskers as a linebacker. Do you go out and look for somebody with a 3-3-5 defense similar to theirs, being that you've had really good success? You're now starting to recruit to that style. Do you go find somebody else like Tony White that with the same style of defense?
or if you feel good about like somebody in your staff, you promote from within. I think Tony White runs a tremendously flexible type of defense. So it's not a static 3-3-5. So anybody that has a good background in defensive football can come in here and do it, and so I don't think you really get married to the 3-3-5. You get married to the coordinator, because it look just like
the people skills, the knowledge,
the motivation skills,
flexibility.
be able to teach and then show and teach and coach your coaches and all that stuff. And so you're looking for the person. I think the biggest thing Nebraska can do, and listen, you don't need to worry about that until it happens. Right. And so, and that's even with like Marcus Satterfield, to sit up there and it's the easy thing to say, fire the coach. You know, I mean, look, man, yeah, sure. I'm sure every coordinator would like some plays back. Every coach would like some decisions back. Head coach. This is from Bill Belichick to Matt Rule to Tom. I mean, everybody would. They'll tell you that. McBride did, you know, and there's some that, you know, there's a lot of circumstances that people don't know that go into the games. And then, you know, the players need to step up and execute. So, I mean, you're in it together. It's a truly unique, you know, when you play sports, it teaches you a lot more about relationships and what you will deal with and what you won't. And you have to be an effective communicator because there are a lot of people out there, you know, whether it's life or football, are definitely like, and this has nothing to do with Nebraska. I think there's just a lot of consumers out there, you know, work on tremendous amount of emotion, which then therefore you keep spiraling downhill, but you're always quick to point the finger, right? So the best thing is do is get your own stuff together and, you know, be careful of what you wish for because you could lose something real good.
There's still some confusion on stream. Not a one of us in this room in the state is trying to push Tony White out. He's done really good work. We don't want him to leave.
Tony White's not getting pushed out.
Pull his own self out.
Look, man. Here's what you do not own people. This is the in general. You do not own people. It is good. Just like people think I'm crazy when I say it's good when kids have other options to go places that are here in Nebraska. It's going to force Nebraska to recruit harder, but then also it's going to force the kids to look at Nebraska harder as well as Nebraska starts to ascend. That's good. That means the talent pool is getting bigger. So that means you can actually make better and more educated choices versus like, all right, we got to take him because he's from Nebraska or he was the Metro Player of the Year or whatever it may be. You get to actually take the best kid. And if somebody doesn't fit your scheme, right, then go. Same thing with the coaches. It is a good thing if you have coaches because, listen, Tony White has had an influence on that defensive side of the ball. Every one of those coaches that work with him, not under him, I always say with him, have gotten better. If you haven't, then that's a personal choice. How he carries himself, how he motivates, how he's able to put together a scheme. You are in those meetings, seeing how you're able to figure it out with a group of kids that you really haven't recruited probably 85% of them. So him being up for, I mean, plus people are always going to be up for jobs.
Yeah.
If we recognize it, athletic directors do too.
Yeah, he's that good.
Good stuff today, Stricky.
Yes, sir.
Good show. If you missed any of it, check out the podcast or rewatch the live broadcast, right? It's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter for you. Big thanks to Allo Channel 951 as well. NFL, college football, anything else on Old School, Jay?
No, man. I mean, that's pretty man. It used to be Black Friday after Thanksgiving for the college coaches. They're getting started in Buffalo, boy. I mean, whoever that 12th dude was, man, he got to go.
Boy,
he got to go. I'm sorry, man, if he wasn't a veteran.
Trayvon Diggs basically telling Stephon, you need to get the heck up out of there.
Yeah, and see, that's not always the answer either.
It's not.
Your habits, what you do, and being a player on a team, you know this. It's a relationship. The habits that you have in said team generally trail with you to another team. Sooner or later, James Harden and everybody else got to recognize there's one common denominator. If you do not know how to handle a relationship, and this is what you are when you're essentially a player to a organization relationship, that's bigger than football.
Yeah.
You're just going to operate like that anyways. You're working off it again. You're working off of emotion. Because you lost? Like, did you get open enough for them to do it? Because obviously ain't nobody was open. Right?
The Bills.
Dalton Kincaid was open. That's about it, unfortunately, for the Bills.
Man, them dudes have butterfingers right from the get-go. First play of the game, you fumble, man. You might as well. That's when you want to go back into the locker room, press reset, and come back out.
Yeah, do it all over.
Re-kick.
Yeah,
Mulligan.
re-kick. Mulligan.
Stay tuned. Old School DP&J comes your way next. For Strick, I'm Austin. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up.
Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a Mill coffee and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.